fresh out the box.
Fresh California plums.
Welcome to another episode of Fresh Film Fridays, the podcast where two dudes pick the newest films streaming or in theaters and discuss them. Today we're talking about 2022's Jackass Forever, which was directed by Jeff Tremaine and is now streaming on Paramount+. I am your co-host, Alec.
I'm Justin.
Jackass Forever. This is like a culmination of our childhoods all kind of coming together at once.
Yeah, they said in the movie that it's been 20 years.
So the show started in 2000 and it ended in 2002, and the first movie came out in 2002. So technically, yeah, it's been 20 years since the first movie and the show ended.
When was the last movie, though?
I think it was 2011, I want to say. I'm going to look it up right now. 2010.
Yeah, I mean, I know Johnny Knoxville. He's, I think, the only person on the crew that's been in, like, actual Hollywood movies, like, you know, with The Rock and other people. But I was kind of wondering why they didn't come out, like, every few years with a movie. Like, it's a cash cow, so.
I mean, think about how dangerous it is.
Yeah, but you don't always have to do ones where they potentially die.
But that's the thing. I think they need to one-up themselves every movie, you know? So it's like, going back and watching the first film, that is so tame. The TV show is like the tamest thing I've ever seen compared to these movies and what's on the internet now, you know? But I guess before anything, I just want to ask you, like, what's your, like, relationship with Jackass? I mean, did you watch the show when we were kids? Did you watch all the movies that came out?
I definitely saw the movies. I watched the show, but, like, when it came out, I don't think there were many shows that I was, like, every episode watching it when it came out. Like, if it was on TV, then I'd watch it, kind of thing.
I mean, this is definitely a show where, like, you would have to, like, watch it when your parents didn't know. I mean, this is not,
oh yeah,
you know, like, my dad was mad about South Park. I mean, this show was everywhere when we were like 10, dude.
Well, this got a 7.0.
Wow.
And I looked at, I mean, it's a rough estimate, but it says the budget was 10 million, which is pretty wild. And
wait, wild in a good way or bad way? You think that's high or low?
I mean, it's a lot for, if you go back to, like, the first one, it was literally just like 8 people smacking, like, wood boards over their heads and stuff. And the worldwide gross was over 80 million.
Yeah, dude. And that's not including, like, the Paramount Plus. A lot of people waited for it to come out on Paramount Plus. So this movie did very well.
But dude, I was just thinking about it. Like, I'm watching this show and, you know, I'm not saying any of them are, like, dumb or losers or anything, but, like, they're just normal guys who are all friends, and they're just fucking around doing stupid shit, and now they're millionaires.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying that, like, Johnny Knoxville's the only one that's been in movies. They've all been in small things throughout their entire career, all of them, like random TV show appearances, random movies. But no, Johnny Knoxville's the biggest.
He's in, like, actual, like, on screen in a movie theater,
Yeah.
like, with The Rock as the main person. He's in The Rundown.
Dude, he's the lead in Dukes of Hazzard, the remake.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, he is big, but I gotta say, Steve-O, dude, is killing it right now. I don't know, he's got this podcast, Steve-O's Wild Ride. He's doing stand-up tours. He had, like, most of these guys on as the movie was coming out or right after it came out. Like, Poopies was on recently. Aaron was on recently. All of them have kind of just, like, been coming on and talking about the behind the scenes of the show, and it's really interesting, dude. Really interesting to hear just all the shit that goes on.
Yeah, I definitely want to listen to his podcast. It's crazy, like, I mean, when Steve-O had his hat on, he didn't look as old. Like, he definitely doesn't look however old he is, but when he took his hat off, obviously he's like gray hair and stuff. But It was cool to see, like, the OG cast. It also said in IMDb that Bam Margera was in it, and he's not in it.
He is.
When is he in it?
The scene, it's towards the end, you know, when they all go on that treadmill and they're dressed up in band outfits?
Uh-huh, yeah.
He's in that.
He's one of the band people?
Yeah, but they very strangely edit around him, but you can see him. I've seen this 3 fucking times since it came out, so yeah, you can see him. That's the only time he's in it.
Okay. I mean, I know they have issues with that. I would have really liked it because, dude, one of my favorite parts of the movies and the show was when, like, Bam came on and friggin' Vito, and he's slurring and he can't understand him and they're, like, smacking each other. And it just sucks that, like, you know, he's got his issues going on.
Well, that's Viva La Bam. That was that show. Vito's dead too, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
Are you see when?
Let's find out. I want to say 5 years ago. Hold on.
Of
Vito.
like old age, or
I mean, probably from like a lot of stuff.
Complications.
I mean, yeah. He died in 2015.
What?
Let's see what he died of.
I'm shocked right now. I'm shook.
Here we go. You ready? Throughout most of his life, Margera was obese and had difficulty exercise due to his weight. He also had strabismus. I don't even know what that is. Okay, a condition with your eyes,
Okay.
which partially made him blind in one eye, as well as alcoholism. So he died.
Okay. The way you said that, you made it sound like a side effect of Straba whatever was alcoholism. I was like, what's a side effect?
No, it's like the only way my eyes go straight is if I drink. No, but this is kind of fucked up. So despite improvements, he died on November 15, 2015 from kidney and liver failure at the age of 59. Ugh. Obesity and alcoholism was the result. Yikes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, he wouldn't have been in the movie. Well, maybe he would have been. I don't know. But yeah, Bam. Did you watch any of like the leading up to this stuff?
I saw a couple things and I read a couple things. All I really know is I tried not to get too involved. All I know is you and Erik told me he had to sign a bunch of like waivers that he couldn't do drugs because he's like always in and out of rehab. And apparently he broke it and there was this huge legal issue.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, they just were like, you can be in the movie, but you have to get like drug tested multiple times. I don't know if it's a day or week or whatever. There's zero tolerance, no drugs, no alcohol, no anything. And then COVID happened, so he had to stay under that contract for like 2 years or whatever.
Okay, well, first of all, you're telling me none of those dudes smoke weed?
Oh, I'm sure they do, but the thing is, like, Bam's the problem when he does, you know?
Okay. And then second of all, 2 years, like there's no like stipulations around that. Like they couldn't have, I mean, I'm not saying like they should have let him do like coke or whatever he was doing, but if there was like a 6-month gap where there was no filming like that,
I don't know. Yeah, again, looking at it just like, okay, this is how we're looking at it. Bam, you've had drug problems in the past. You've messed up filming or whatever. Here's the deal. You can be in the movie. We will pay you, but you cannot do drugs and you have to follow this. And then he signs a document and then he breaks it. So it's like, well,
yeah,
you know.
And I mean, I'm sure he would have gotten paid very well because he's one of the bigger guys.
Well, he said he was getting $5 million for the movie. And I'm like, dude, the budget's 10. So I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, if they made 80, I mean, then they could have swung 5,
I have no idea, but regardless, it sucks that he's not in it. You're right. It really sucks Ryan Dunn's not in it, obviously for other reasons. But yeah, it's noticeable without them. It really is.
Yeah, I would say the first 15 minutes for me was my favorite. Like, I turned it on. I didn't know what to expect, and with the dinosaur, like I'm watching it.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what it was. I was like, that's weird. And then when it zooms out and it's his dick, dude, I fucking die. And the guy's name, the dude's name is Poopies. Like,
oh yeah.
Like who came up with that?
Oh, dude, you need to listen to Steve-O's podcast with Poopies. He explains it. Dude, he's so mad that that's his nickname and he can't escape it, dude.
I would own it.
He's trying to now, but he tried to he shit in the street when he was like 14, and then everybody called him Poopies. Like since then, dude,
that's fucking awesome.
And he's very honest. You gotta listen to the podcast. He's like, I'm not intelligent. Like I'm not. Like I'm very stupid. He's like, I was like working for Red Bull till I was like 35, and like they're paying me like $150 a week, dude. Like he's just his. But yeah, the Poopies name stuck literally until now, and he's like, I couldn't get laid, man. Like girls just everybody called me Poopies, man. It sucks. Like so. He's like, I didn't fucking lose my virginity. I was like 26, man. Fucking nobody wants to sleep with a guy named Poopies. Like, he's like, I met a girl and my friends would call me Poopies in front of her, and then it's like, that's it.
That's fucking awesome.
Dude, yeah, so he's pretty funny. He's the MVP of the new people to me. I think he was the clearest, like, okay, this guy's a jackass. But Shark Week for the Jackass thing, when oh, it's crazy. He got bit by a shark. That was his first Jackass thing ever. That was before the movie. It was before he filmed anything. That was his first Jackass stunt, and he got bit by a shark.
Yeah. Dave England looking rough.
Really?
Yeah, they like all were missing a tooth, but like, dude, his face just like he looked rough, dude.
He looks old, but his hair.
He looks like he's had a hard life. Like,
yeah, I mean, his hair is deceiving because it's like still blonde and like not balding at all. So you're kind of like, huh? But then you see his face, you're like, oh, what happened?
And then he's got like this scar over his eye.
That's probably from something with Jackass. I don't know.
The funniest part, I laughed so hard, dude, when they did like the first prank or whatever, where Knoxville was like slapping their nuts with that thing.
Oh yeah.
And it was funny because like when the guy in the middle, I always forget his name, with the silver tooth,
Aaron McGee.
dude, when he flinched and Johnny waited and hit him. But when he said the question about the square, which I actually paused it because I was thinking, like, I was trying to put myself in these guys' situations, and they're nervous because they don't want to get hit in the nuts. And he's talking kind of fast. And so I was like, okay, he's like 5 times 5, 25. And then Poopies he added it to 10. And then when he hit the wrong one and hit Aaron in the nuts, dude, I laughed so hard. I couldn't even wind up. I just started gasping. Dude, I started gasping and like I got kind of lightheaded. Dude, I fucking laughed so hard. And then after he hit him, he hit Poopies with it.
Dude, I would die if you actually passed out, like hit your head on a table and like you had to get stitches. I was like, what happened? You're like, dude, I was laughing so hard, Jackass.
Dude, I literally, I had to like pause it and catch my breath.
Yeah, that's a real dude. When he says, he's like, who plays the piano in this Elton John song? He's like, Elton John. And it's like, right? That's so funny, dude. I think the part that made me laugh the hardest, it's not even that funny, but just when the bees are on Steve-O's dick and he's screaming, like blood curdling, like, ah, just like screaming. Dude, it's his face, man. I don't know what it is. It's so funny when he screams. There's another part in Jackass 3 when a boxing turtle bites his ass, and it's the same thing. It's like, ah! He's like, get it off! And he's just like blood curdling. I love it, dude. Steve-O's scream is like my favorite thing.
Yeah, that bee thing was intense.
Oh God.
Well, I like how they had kind of like other cool famous people in it. Like they had Rob Dyrdek.
Yeah. Erik Andre.
No clue Erik Andre was a writer.
He was a writer?
Yeah, hold on. Let me double check IMDb.
For what? Like in general or for this movie?
For the show, for the movie.
Really?
Yeah, writers. Erik Andre and 5 others.
What?
So, dude, like Colton, Spike Jonze, Johnny Knoxville was right. It says Bam Margera was a writer. But, dude, I thought that was so cool. Like, they got another funny guy. And even Erik Andre said in the movie, like, I used to watch this growing up and now he's in it. Like, that's really cool.
That's the thing. This feels like the culmination of everything. You know, this is like they're recreating stunts that they're like, it didn't go as great in the past. We're going to redo it now. Like the bungee diaper thing. And then the, dude, the bull.
Oh, geez, you're skipping all the way to the bottom.
Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Like, I think of all of the things in this movie, there's a couple things that really caught my eye. The bull is obviously like so dangerous, dude. I mean, there's no way to properly prepare for that. Even if he's wearing like a bulletproof vest, there's no way to know where it's going to hit or anything like that. So like that was insane to me. But yeah, what were you going to say about it?
Yeah. Knoxville did 1.5 flips from a standing position. And dude, when he landed, and like, you know, it's bad when his buddies around him are like looking at him like, oh shit, dude, you okay? Yeah. I was looking at him and he was just laying there and I was like, dude, he's fucking dead.
Dude, he's like snoring. That's what the subtitles say. It's like loud snoring. You're like, oh my God.
Loud snoring.
Dude, that's like unbelievable that he did that.
Especially how old he is.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he doesn't even have to do it, but he wants to be like, that's why he's Johnny Knoxville. Like, he doesn't have to do anything technically.
I mean, at this point, no. Dude, he's literally like my dad's age. He's like 3 years younger than my dad. And I'm like, watch this guy do it. But yeah, I mean, he's got so much money. But that's the thing. I think like people expect him to do crazy stuff. And if he doesn't, like, I don't know. So that was crazy for him. But the other thing that I was like, this is super dangerous and it doesn't feel like it is. In the beginning, dude, that human ramp or whatever they make, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Dude.
When he's on the motorcycle, their heads.
Yeah, dude, not even their heads. I was just thinking, even from the bike, not even the motorcycle, you could like crush your sternum or break so many ribs from that.
Well, they have, that new guy, Zach, who's like huge. He's a huge dude. He's on a motorcycle riding over them. First of all, you're right. could easily crush their sternums or whatever. But like, what if he just like tilted a little bit more to the right and just nailed their heads? They can't duck. They can't like move out of the way. Like their heads are totally exposed. That is so crazy dangerous to me. And it didn't feel like it when you're watching it, but like watching this a third time, I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah, that and when Aaron got hit in the nuts 3 times, which I'm surprised they made him do all 3, the softball, the hockey, and the boxer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Even with a cup, he could have literally shattered one of his testicles and destroyed it. It was just so stupid. And then the pogo stick,
Yeah.
that could have crushed his testicle.
Don't even think about the testicles, dude. Think about your dick. What if it lands right on your dick, like crushes your urethra? I mean, just flattens. I mean, so let me ask you, of those 4 things, of Francis Ngannou punching you in the balls, getting hit with a slap shot, getting hit with a softball, or getting a pogo stick, which one do you think is the worst?
The worst, I would say...
Today's episode of Wheel of Horror is brought to you by Bard's Clothing. Remember that one time you bought a Cool Cat shirt, and now you get bombarded with calls and ads for Cool Cat shirts? At Bard's Clothing, the focus is on you and your story. A custom clothing company producing casual knits, button-down shirts, suits, and much more. All of Bard's clothing garments are created right here in America, so you don't have to worry about slave labor or killing the environment. Buying with intention to tell your story has never been easier. Go to bardsclothing.com to book an appointment, and be sure to follow them at Bards Clothing on Instagram. This episode of Wheel of Horror is sponsored by Newsly. Newsly is an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time ever in all of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable all in one place. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening. You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science, to Bitcoin, or even the Kardashians. If you find the latest articles, you can have them read aloud to you. And they even have podcasts. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Wheel of Horror, obviously, is on there too. Download and use Newsly for free now from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. And use promo code Wheel of Horror at checkout, and you can receive 1 month free of premium subscription. That's Wheel of Horror at checkout.
Probably the punch, because, I mean, it's just so intense. I mean, the softball looked terrible. The hockey puck literally dented it. I had no clue that the pogo stick, like, dude, it landed perfectly to where it, like, pulled it down while landing on his nuts at the same time.
There's no good option here. I think pogo stick's the worst, dude. How much did they say that Francis Ngannou's punch was? Like the speed and all that stuff. It was like something insane.
Oh, it was like getting hit by an Escalade. Was that part?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if a truck ran into your nuts.
But think about this, dude. Like, I can't remember who jumped on him, but the guy that jumped on him is probably 200 pounds. You know, he's putting all of his body weight and jumping all into that one little point at the end of the pogo stick, and it's landing right on his balls.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Good Lord, man.
I also laughed really hard when the second part with the snake, when they were doing snake kisses, and Johnny asked the guy, like, is it venomous? And the handler went, eh. like, what does that mean?
It probably means like a tarantula, like it's like a bee sting if it bites you, but it's not going to kill you, sort of thing.
Yeah, a lot of snake and spider parts, and I hate snake and spiders.
Yeah, dude, snakes I'm okay with, but spiders, no way. So let's move into this then. What is, of all the stunts, what's the one you're like, I would never do it? What's the scariest one to you that you would never do?
I mean, there were multiple, but if I had to literally pick one, yeah, that spider. No fucking way. I would put my head in that spider thing.
No way.
No way, dude.
Me
also,
too.
Thank you for reminding me. That dude, whatever his name was,
Dark Shark? Yeah.
Kind of a bitch for a dude who went to jail.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything. If I was in his situation, I don't know what I'd be doing, dude.
Oh, 100%. But I'm guessing he got paid a decent amount of money. I don't know. Like, they could have said, like, we'll give you $10,000 for these 2 stunts. And, like, even when the vulture landed on him, he was freaking out.
Yeah, the vulture's not that big of a deal, but the spider.
Oh, yeah. He was literally frozen. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it either. Even though, like, we'll give you $10,000, like, I don't think I could. Like, I literally don't think I could.
No, because, dude, that was the same spider that bit the nipple, right? with the fang?
Yeah.
Dude, what if that bit your face?
I couldn't even look at the screen when it was biting
Dude,
him, dude.
I didn't see the first bite, and then I looked back and it zoomed in on its fangs, and I was like, oh my god.
No. I'm not even kidding, man. Like, I think I'm more afraid of spiders than anything in the world. You know, I can watch horror movies all night, every night by myself, don't care. If I see a spider, I lose my mind, dude. I don't know. There's something like so primal in me that I just shut off. So basically the stunt, I'm sure people, if they're listening, have seen the movie, but the stunt is Aaron McGeehee and Dark Shark. That's Jasper, the new guy's dad. They tie them to chairs so they can't move. They put their heads in like spaceman bubbles and they have a connector in between, and they put a huge spider in between. And the spider basically, the winner is the person that doesn't get the spider in their thing. So if that's me, I am like screaming, spitting, blowing, whatever I can to get the spider away.
Oh.
Dark Shark loses, but somehow Aaron still has to get bit. So I think they just felt bad for Dark Shark.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna make him. They knew he wouldn't do it.
No.
Dude, the skateboard guillotine that Steve-O did.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, I mean, everyone on the planet has hit their shin on a razor scooter, and it's like, even if you tap it, it's pretty excruciating.
Yeah.
So when he put his shins there, I was kind of thinking you could kind of like crack your shins, right? There was a lot of force with that skateboard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming all the things they do before this, they test it to be like, with the velocity and the speed, it won't break your bone, but it'll really hurt.
I don't think they do, man.
I mean, maybe. I really don't know.
That had to hurt so bad.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the most painful thing of all of them.
I mean, the bull. The bull.
Yeah, the bull and the balls.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because that's the thing. Jackass crosses the line of like painful and then like scary. So it's like the fear is there for different reasons. I mean, the bear thing, dude.
Oh, that was fucked up.
Dude, they're pretty mean to Aaron. Like Aaron gets really fucked over a lot. That
bear was pawing at him, and obviously I'm sure it's trained somewhat, but it's still a fucking bear.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, they probably fed it so much food, and they probably gave it like, Xanax or something to make it just like very lethargic, and it's probably already like a
drank it,
like a circus or bear or whatever, So yeah, it's a trained bear, but still, dude, that thing could just randomly be like, you know what? I'm gonna rip this guy's face off right now. Like it could. There's no control over the bear. The bear's not like, oh yeah, I'm in a movie right now. Yeah, they really messed with him. I did notice they gave the more dangerous, messed up ones to like the OG cast, understandably. Yeah. Who is that? Who's the girl, by the way, who did the scorpion? Rachel Wolfson, I think's her name. Let me see. She was only in like one. She wasn't in a lot. I mean, none of the new guys, with the exception of Poopies, I think made like a huge splash. What about the heavier dude? Yeah, I think him, Jasper and him were about in the same wavelength for me. I can't believe his tattoos. He's got a rainbow dick on the front and I love fat cock. Who, Zach did? Yeah, the fat dude, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I gotta say, the lube thing, or no, the fan thing, dude, those two, where they're getting, like, thrown in the air, the way that he lands... Wait, which fan thing? Remember when they put he's like, I'm gonna go to the moon with this fan, and they bought, like, 50 humongous fans and blew them over... Remember? Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you watch it again, watch the way that Zach lands in that and the lube thing where they like lube body surfing. Mm-hmm. He flies like 15 feet in the air. The guy's got to weigh probably 400 pounds and lands right on the ground and rolls. You're like, how is your bone not broken, dude? Look at the way he lands. Same with Poopies and same with Jasper, dude. They land hard, dude. I cannot believe they didn't break their shoulder or anything. It's nuts. What's up with that dude, Preston? Yeah, Preston Lacey. Why is he always like shit in his pants? I mean, like for no reason. He says he's like, I shouldn't have had Indian and Cuban in the same day. Dude, when he shit his pants. Oh my god! And the camera guy, like, there were 2 times in the movie where the camera guy threw up in his mask. That's a ongoing bit. Every single movie, Lance throws up. I remember that, dude. It's just so funny because, like, he's just holding his mask and he's like, every movie, they're like, oh, we're losing Lance again. He's just like, ugh. Because there's ones where it'll say, like, Lance Bags, documentarian, vegetarian. It'll always say that. And then he'll just be like, I mean, dude, I don't know if I'd be able to keep it together. You see Preston, and he's just sitting there with, like, a fucking shit stain.
when Preston was like, "Oh, it smells."
I'm a 51-year-old man. I shit myself.
I forgot how funny Chris Pontius was. Like,
Yeah.
they're all cool dudes. I'm sure they're all really fun to hang out with, but he was just really funny.
Yeah, he's always got a one-liner that's just great. And when they're doing all this stuff with Steve, or with Steve on him and Wee Man, and they've got the vulture, and they're like, "The beast has drawn blood."
Yeah, yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
One of the funniest lines was when they dumped 16 gallons of pig cum on Dave England,
Yeah.
and he just went, "I'm a vegetarian."
Yeah, that was hilarious. And then right before that with Chris Pontius too, when he's just like, "Oh yeah, that's seeming all right."
It's like, he's like, between the horse and the pig cum, I think I like the pig cum.
He's like, "Hey, bacon tastes better than horse." And it's like,
I can't believe he just drank that. That was fucking
oh,
gross.
dude, when they were pouring it out of that like milk jug, I was like,
Oh, dude, Johnny Knoxville like turned his head because of the smell, and I was like, oh.
think about it. And they say the line too. They're like, "Oh, there's crust on the top." I'm like, "Oh my god, like I'm gonna die."
Dude.
It's so disgusting. Well, what do you think though? Do you think this is it? Do you think they're gonna make a Jackass 5? Do you think these guys are done? Do you think the new crew's gonna take over?
I don't think the new crew is ever going to fully take over without them there. I think the smartest move for all of them is like the OG cast, Dave England, Johnny, Chris, all those guys, Steve-O. I think they should continue to make movies every so often, not wait 10 years. And they should kind of just be like the mentors / people who create the skits, and then have the new crew do everything. Like Johnny and Steve-O can prank each other and do stupid shit, but make the new crew do something and kind of like slowly pass on the torch.
I could totally see them doing that as like an MTV reality show where it's like finding the new jackasses, and they've
Oh,
got
that'd be great.
yeah, and they've got these new four. They've got, you know, Rachel Poopies, Jasper, and Zach. It's like, yeah, you're right. Johnny and Steve-O and all the originals, they're not doing the stunts, but they're like creating and judging the stunts. And then
It doesn't make sense to not do it because they're making so much money.
Yeah.
And, just pay these dudes a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And just all do it.
I mean, I think the thing is, and they've talked about this before in documentaries and everything, but like, it's more than just stunts, because like you can watch Fail Army or any of that stuff online, but like seeing the same guys doing it over again and seeing their personalities and how they fuck with each other and all, it's like, that's what draws you in. It's not just the stunts, it's the crew. It's their charisma and their personality and their friendship.
Yeah. Also, I just looked down at my notes going back to the bear scene with Aaron.
Yeah.
I died when Johnny Knoxville said, "Aaron, don't make any sudden movements," and he zapped him.
Oh my God.
He's such an asshole, dude.
Dude.
Like, he does that all throughout the movie where he says something like super straight faced, and then he like hits the switch and slaps the dude in the nuts, or like the scene where they were in the basement in the dark and they thought a snake was in there, and Zach ran into the other room and smacked his face on pants.
Dude, and he like
God.
breaks through there's all those tacks, and he just hurls his body over the thing and breaks the bar.
Dude,
yeah,
there was like 100 mousetraps.
Oh yeah, these guys are
that
nuts.
Shit would hurt.
Well, really quick, I just want to mention this is huge, dude. I found this out last night and I was like, hell yeah. So Jackass 2 and 3, they made Jackass 2.5 and Jackass 3.5, and they would have sketches that didn't make the movie, and they would just do like a behind the scenes documentary stuff. Apparently Jackass 4.5 is coming out on Netflix on May 20th.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, like, it's not even from a money perspective, because I'm sure these guys don't care too much, but like, get Netflix rights, create a show where they do it again, create movies where they do it again, have like a reality show where, like, they have all these, whatever they're called, bachelorette shows. Do a Jackass show where 20 people go to a house and 2 of them or 1 of them comes onto the crew, and like, that'd be so cool.
No, I actually think that'd be awesome. And you're right. There's clearly a demand for this still. It made so much money, even though they're like, listen, you can go see it in theaters now, but it will be on Paramount Plus in like a month. And still $80 million was made at the box office. So there is clearly a demand for this. Well, I would like to see it successful without Johnny and Steve-O and Preston and all the originals. But give it a shot. Let's see. I'm excited for 4.5. This is like one of those things where I'm like, this is probably the dumbest thing that I really like. You know, like I know this is stupid, but like it's really fucking fun and it's so fun to watch.
Did you know what else I was laughing at is the Steve-O farting underwater thing? And they brought in this dude who his title was demolitions expert, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, this guy's worked on like major Hollywood scenes, probably setting up like huge explosions and fire bombs and shit. And I'm assuming as a demolitions expert, you have to have a decent-ish knowledge behind like science and gases and shit. And I'm just imagining this really successful guy coming in who knows how to do these complex things, and they're like, "We want you to help us light a fart underwater." And he's just probably like, "Okay, sure."
I mean, it's probably what like the Mythbusters doctors are like too. They're like, really? We're doing that? We're gonna recreate Ghost Ship? Okay, sure. But dude, that scene, the lighting the fart on fire scene, dude.
I thought he was gonna blow his nuts off or something.
Me too. I thought because the glass explodes underwater right next to his balls and ass, dude.
they put the what's that thing called? The fire?
It's like a Bunsen burner, and then like
they put the thing that like welders use underwater near his asshole, and I was like, "What? That's pretty close."
Oh man, these guys are absolutely insane. I mean, I don't know. I actually went back and watched Jackass 3 last night after I finished this because I was just like, I'm just excited, dude. I like these movies. Very excited for the new one.
Are they on any streaming platforms, or how did you?
They're all on Paramount Plus.
Oh, I noticed that. Yeah,
but actually, I own all the DVDs, even the TV show. I bought the TV show on DVD.
That's cool. Who has a DVD player?
You do. You have an Xbox. Yeah,
I know, but I don't use it.
One thing that I forgot to mention earlier too is I actually saw this in theaters. I went and saw this by myself in theaters. That's how bad I wanted to see it. And I just wanted to go because I wanted to see what other people reacted to.
Oh, I'm sure there was people were laughing hysterically.
Oh, they're laughing hysterically, but dude, there was just I can't remember what the part was, but there was this lady in the back like, no. She's just like in the back, and I'm like, this is what I paid for. Like, this is the only reason I'm here is for that lady, and like other people just be like, fuck, like just like the whole time, you know.
Dude, also when they had Preston on that thing where they were like punching his nuts with the vibrator, and Aaron just so casually pulled his nuts through that hole, and I'm just like, they're very comfortable with each other.
Dude, they don't give a shit. This whole movie was just them looking at each other's dicks. It's like half of it.
Poopies, when he said, he's like, I think I have the smallest dick here.
Dude, Poopies is so honest. That's why I love him. He just like doesn't give a shit about anything.
Do you know how old he is?
He's like 37, I think. You should really listen to Steve-O's podcast with him, man. It's very funny. I think you'd really like it.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
You got any last minute thoughts on Jackass Forever?
Well, I mean, usually we do out of 10, but I don't know. This is kind of hard to rate. I guess in how'd you enjoy it out of 10?
Yeah, I mean, dude, I fucking love this. This was nonstop entertainment from beginning to end, especially the first time I saw it. You're not going to be looking at your phone at all when this movie starts from beginning to end. So, like, there's not a lot of movies like that. It's not boring for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about you?
Yeah, so what would you say out of 10, though, if you had to?
This is not, like, on the same scale as, like, most movies, but, like, I'd give this, like, an 8. Because, like, for fun, I mean, because, like, people are like, oh, just go see, like, a Fast and Furious movie. They're fun. They're entertaining. No, this is entertaining to me.
Yeah, this was my first time watching it the other night because I just got so caught up. Definitely not my last time because it's hilarious. I would say also an 8. Like, it was there's no way you're not laughing. There were parts where I was like hyperventilating from laughing so hard. There were parts where like I started gagging and I like had to look away because I'm like, I might actually throw up. And there were parts like I was laughing, felt sick to my stomach, and like really gross and creeped out at like spiders and snake stuff. So like really a big range of emotions.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, fear, disgust, humor. It's really got it all. Last thing, I think I heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true, but you know Rab himself, the guy that was on like Viva La Band and stuff. Apparently, he's Brad Pitt's cousin.
I don't know.
I'm spreading that rumor now. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard it, and I'm gonna act like it's real. Anyways, everybody, thank you very much for listening into our discussion today on Jackass Forever. If you haven't had a chance yet, we had our episode on Evil Dead 2013 with Matt Vandiver as a co-host, and then this upcoming Monday we have The Entity. Erik will be back for that one and is actually friggin' scary. So if you want to hear a good 80s scary horror movie, The Entity will be coming out this Monday. Anyways, Justin, have a good week.
Thanks, you too.
See you guys next Friday.